Hello and welcome to the Ring Ramble podcast. My name is Brad.
And I'm V.
Today we're going to discuss our picks for the Crown Jewel pay-per-view event that happens tomorrow on Saturday.
And happy belated Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween.
Okay, so we'll start with. All right. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Let's start with that one. I think Kevin's winning this one. If they want the momentum to keep going with Kevin being like this angry, lonesome heel, I guess. I think the best case scenario is Randy Orton losing this one, especially since Randy Orton has been losing a lot of pay-per-views lately. And this would only carry on into Kevin Owens going against Cody Rhodes in the near future.
Well,
I don't think Randy Orton will benefit anything from beating Kevin Owens, because then that also stops Kevin from progressing to fighting Cody.
I actually kind of going to go with Randy's going to win, and it's going to put perspective into Kevin Owens' dark heart at the moment that he is going to befriend, like realizing he was out of line or something. I just like to see.
I think it's too early to do that.
Oh.
You know how Triple H does long-term booking.
I get that, but I don't think this is a long-term storyline. I don't think this is something that's going to be a long-term thing.
I think so,
because there's a lot of other things that are going to come down the pipeline, especially for Cody. So I'm just going to go out there and just say Randy Orton will win. I mean, probably most likely he won't. But
this one, I hard disagree with you.
That's cool.
Like Kevin Owens, like there's a lot that Cody's gonna get involved in regarding the Bloodline soon. So I think that Kevin Owens moving on from Randy as fast as he does, basically by beating Randy at Crown Jewel, would only be the next match for Cody, and then that will carry into the Bloodline stuff. And then Randy Orton and Kevin have their own reservations with the Bloodline. I feel like this needs to kind of get out of the way for that to occur.
Agree to disagree.
I don't agree with you.
That's cool.
Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed. I'm going Bronson Reed on this one. I think Seth Rollins doesn't really need to win right now necessarily. There's no real storyline for him right now, especially given that CM Punk has been out since the Bad Blood pay-per-view. And Bronson Reed really needs this push to be taken seriously as a top guy in Raw or in the WWE by beating Seth Rollins. He has the capability to do so. I think this would be a very good match for him, and I believe Seth Rollins is willing to lose in order to make Bronson look better.
I agree with everything you're saying, but I also have a feeling that I kind of think that maybe there's like a wild card theory here, but I think that CM Punk will interfere in some ways to kind of start the rivalry between him and Seth Rollins. I mean, don't know. It's probably like a very far-fetched idea, but I just feel like if we're getting close to WrestleMania 41, that kind of like idea of that match for them, kind of makes sense that would be the match for them. That I think that, this is a good way to just kind of start the wheels in motion of having CM Punk interfere in some shape or form. It doesn't even have to come into the ring. He could have his music hits, or it could be, he just shows up and out in the front, like coming out of the backstage area, something like that. Just something enough that gets Bronson Reed the edge to win.
But see, the thing is that when they had their interaction, when Seth made his return to Raw, it wasn't much of anything. It was kind of just like a see you later kind of thing. I think Punk doesn't care enough to break up this matchup that he has, especially since, I'm pretty sure Punk knows Bronson's a big dude. He's probably confident that Bronson would also beat Seth as well, so he wouldn't even need to have to interfere.
It's also the fact that Bronson Reed is somewhat kind of a newbie when it comes to the WWE and on the big stage moments that Seth Rollins always had. It makes sense for him to come in and have CM Punk interfere in some ways to somebody that's still a newbie.
The only way I see a Punk interfering is kind of like some karma for Seth having interfered that last Monster Standing thing. I feel like in that way, but I really don't see interference.
It's a wild theory. I'm just trying to, because it kind of pushes that direction of that storyline between the two of them. Supposedly they're going to be having a rivalry, so might as well start it something that pushes it towards that direction instead of just the little tidbits we've had in the past.
Okay, the triple threat match for the United States Championship, LA Knight versus Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes. I'm pretty solid that LA Knight will retain, and I think that there will possibly be an interference, but I'm not quite sure. I think Logan Paul might interfere because that was previously his. He won the United States Championship at Crown Jewel, if I'm not mistaken, against Rey Mysterio. I think maybe he would want to come back to get it. Unfortunately, I do not see Andrade or Carmelo Hayes getting this title right now. Although I would much rather either one of them have it than LA Knight, personally. But I do think that LA Knight is going to retain it, although his run hasn't been, like, incredibly, like, fascinating. No. I think that they have more left in store for LA Knight, so therefore I think that's why he would retain, especially with possibly Logan Paul coming back to come and get the title. But I don't know if that's gonna entirely happen because, you know, he is, like, also a father recently, so I don't think he wants to really get back into it this soon, especially if he wins the title back. He would have to be frequenting the shows, more often.
Sure.
So yeah, I think LA Knight's gonna retain this one, and yep.
I actually kind of think that Andrade is going to win. I think it's a good move to have Andrade win because of the fact that LA Knight's title reign has been kind of boring. It's I think once he got the belt, a lot of people were, like, kind of pushing for him to get the belt, but then once he got the belt, it was just kind of like whatever.
Well, it was whatever for us because we don't like him. It was exciting for other people, but
sure.
as for how his reign has been going, it's not that entertaining. And I'll cut him some slack because all he had was Logan Paul, and then he's basically on the sidelines waiting for this Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes to conclude. And I'm pretty damn critical about how terrible that ending was for Game 7. I mean, I don't understand LA Knight's involvement in that match, but I mean, I'm glad it came out to beat this triple threat. I just don't.
Yeah, but
I
the
don't
thing
see
is
anyone
being
winning.
it's a triple threat, though, Andrade just he doesn't have to necessarily beat LA Knight, so he could actually just pin, like, Carmello.
Well, I know how a triple threat works. I'm just saying that I don't think.
I'm just saying that he doesn't have to freaking, like, actually beat LA Knight to win, so he could actually pull a victory, and then it can go back to, like, LA Knight versus Andrade. I just would like to see somebody else win, so I'm just choosing Andrade.
Yeah, no.
That's my thing.
I would like to see someone else win, but I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, well, I'm still picking Andrade.
Okay, the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair versus Kairi Sane and Io Sky versus Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Definitely not Lash Legend and Jakara getting this one. They have really almost not. Well, they don't really have any momentum right now in NXT. Given that's probably why they're here right now. Because Metaphor is just they're nothing without Noam Dar right now.
Right.
And the women's division is much better in NXT. They would thrive better if they just took themselves, if they were taken more seriously in NXT with all the women that are coming in and all the women that have already been there. I don't really want to see Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair win this one again because I don't really care. And I would like to see Jaded once in a while. She hasn't been able to do it since they joined together. And I think it's about time, maybe, it might be too soon to say, but I think it's about time that Jade Cargill turns her back on Bianca Belair. And
it's possible that could happen.
Yeah, and the two that I would rather win is Chelsea Green and Piper Niven and Kairi Sane and Io Sky. But if I had to pick between the two, I'm going Damage Control.
Yeah, that's
is gonna win this one because look, the fans love Kairi Sane and Io Sky. They're a great tag team. I think they would benefit more from doing it as like Damage Control is really not really anything right now. Like the whole faction or whatever is nothing. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, they're a lot of fans like them as well.
Sure.
I don't know about them getting the titles in this moment, but I wouldn't be mad if they did. My pick is for Damage Control.
I'm choosing Damage Control as well. I feel like it's the best move. They're both very popular. People like them, and yeah, the Jade Bianca turning on each other thing needs to happen. I think time for Jade to start standing on her own. She has been doing better in the ring. and the whole idea of her teaming up with Bianca to like try to build her skill. I think she's good enough now that she can hang on her own. So I think that's the thing. Break up that team, have them have a rivalry develop,
especially one that goes into WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm going for Damage Control for sure.
So okay, now the WWE Women's Crown Jewel Championship match. WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax and Women's World Champion Liv Morgan. I'm going Nia Jax for this one, but I don't think Nia Jax is going to be the overall winner. I'm pretty sure that Tiffany Stratton is going to be cashing in on this one because it's going to rub more salt in the wound when Nia loses both the championship and the Crown Jewel Championship. I don't see Liv Morgan winning this one in any capacity. I obviously, Raquel Rodriguez is going to try to do something, but it's probably not going to be to any avail. No success there. And personally, I just don't think she's very good. But I do believe, kind of like what I've said before in previous times, that Nia Jax will win the match itself, but it will hurt a lot more when Tiffany turns her back on her.
Yeah, the belittling treatment, the disrespect that Nia's thrown at her lately, Tiffany Stratton lately, has been kind of building to this moment where it's about time where she sits there and says, all right, F this, and she takes that title away from her.
Right, especially
and the Crown Jewel and the title for Crown Jewel. Now, I don't know if that's something that goes with her if she does cash in and win.
No, it doesn't. It's exclusive to Crown Jewel pay-per-view. Okay, it's so stupid.
It is stupid. Well,
you have to wait a whole year to defend your title.
I'm going for Nia Jax will win. Tiffany Stratton will cash in.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it better this time. It needs to happen.
Okay, the WWE Crown Jewel Championship match: undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes versus World Heavyweight Champion Gunther. I'm going Gunther in this one. I don't think Cody will benefit from winning the Crown Jewel Championship whatsoever. He has better things going for him. Gunther, he does too. I don't think he has very good opponents because the Raw roster is just not that great in my opinion. I think Gunther needs this win. I think it will be even better too because he won the King of the Ring also in, I believe, Saudi Arabia as well. So it could kind of lead into like his like ego basically saying like, I basically own this whole place because I've won every single championship every single time when I got the chance. I even got the championship from the World Heavyweight Championship that was first determined at the Night of Champions, also in the same area. So I think it could kind of lead into that. I don't think Cody Rhodes needs this. He's going to be moving on to most likely being a part of something with the Bloodline. Maybe fighting The Rock, who even knows. Something like that. I just genuinely don't think Cody Rhodes needs this. I don't see him. Yeah, it's just not gonna benefit. I think Gunther definitely should have this instead. Do I think both of them need it? Hell no, I don't think both of them need it. I think it's a stupid title. No offense, WWE. It just doesn't make sense to make a title exclusively for a pay-per-view that cannot be featured on television. And the only time it's been featured on television has been in a box that's like being locked up and carried all fancily around like arenas. Like that's it.
Pretty much.
It's dumb. It's
it doesn't hold a lot.
No, and trust me when I say, like a good chunk of people are not that excited. They're excited for the matches themselves, but not for like the prize in the end. Go ahead.
I actually kind of agree. I think Gunther will win, but I was just thinking while you were talking right now, and it sounds like a wild, crazy thing, but I have this thought that I can see that this championship, he wins this championship. He wins the Crown Jewel thing, and it's a really insignificant thing, and it's not really a big deal. But I could see like him down the road sitting there saying like, I have the Crown Jewel champion, and it's coming up to a Crown Jewel again, okay? And it's like, and I can just, I mean, you're probably going to laugh, but I sit here and I go like, I feel like Ilya Dragunov makes his return, and they go and have a match for that.
So you think...
I think Gunther's going to hold that.
ACL tears a kayfabe?
No. He's actually injured. I'm talking down the road. I'm talking down the road. Like, I can see that this title's going to be like whatever.
Yeah.
But, if many people like were aware, or people that were paying attention, that they were doing dark matches for a reason. they were building something with them. Now, I don't know what, but this is actually kind of something I was thinking just now while you were talking, that, you know, he'll beat Cody. He's going to have that title. Big whoop. It's not going to hold anything.
It really isn't.
It's not a very
Cody
important
needs
thing.
a loss at some point. It's not like he's going to lose his title or whatever. He's just
But
going to be
I can see
gaining
like
one.
that title having some sort of meaningful impact down the road when it comes to like him having a match with somebody on the level of like Ilya Dragunov coming back and them having that match.
That's why I picked Gunther, because between the two, who they don't, like I said, they don't need it. Either of them need it. But if someone's gonna benefit from it more, it's gonna be Gunther.
Yeah, I think it's Gunther makes more sense, for sure. Not Cody.
No, definitely not.
No.
This thing is interesting because they posted this like 4 days ago, and the SmackDown had not happened yet. So I don't know if it was like a PR mistake, but they put up the poster for on WWE. Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso versus the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Tama, Tonga, and Jacob Fatu.
That was kind of where.
Yeah, but the thing is that Jey Uso hasn't forgave Roman Reigns yet.
Oh, sure.
To join.
So well, obviously
they spoiled it.
Obviously, I guess I would.
Obviously, the good guys are gonna win. I mean, this is like the mentality
I'm
for.
assuming as much that the OTC.
The OTC, Jey Uso.
Yeah.
The
So
Usos
what are they called? The old bloodline or the new?
They're like the old bloodline.
So the old bloodline, I think they're gonna win.
Yeah, I mean.
Unless,
I would like a surprise.
Unless some new member jumps in for the new bloodline.
Well, it's a big match. I mean, it's possible.
Sure.
Zilla?
But do you think? I mean, that's kind of what it makes the most sense. But I mean, do you think Zilla would be joining? Well, what about the other guy? What's his name?
Hikuleo?
Yeah, Hikuleo.
He's in the NXT roster.
But how does that even? I don't even understand how that shit works for him, because like that guy should be
in the
part of the bloodline. Like him going to NXT is just kind of like, hey, I'm here in NXT. Yeah. Like what? And when is he supposed to make his debut?
I don't know.
So I mean, if anything, it's like obviously the only way that this match would have like an impactful moment would be with some new member has to show up. Because if we're looking at it as this is going to develop, I mean, because when The Rock showed up at the last pay-per-view, like what was that all about? And it's just showing you that, The Rock is like the person that's in charge. And, here we go with like some other person has to jump in. But I mean, Zilla would be cool, but I don't know if like, I would have thought Zilla would have joined Roman Reigns.
Really? I feel like he's going to join Jacob.
I mean, I think so too. I mean, now it makes sense because of the fact that supposedly they're floating the idea that the fourth member of the Roman Reigns, Jay, and Jimmy is going to be Sami Zayn.
No, but he was talking to Solo, remember? Because he was mad at Jimmy and Jay.
That was probably just something to like, divert people from what's going on.
No.
You got played.
No.
He's going to be on there, dude. They already. I saw a little AI thing that made me kind of go, that makes sense, even though someone made it up. But I mean, it makes sense because they were the old bloodline in the beginning.
I have no idea because honestly, I don't care about Sami Zayn. We already know this. Sure. I don't like him. So I don't care where he goes. I'm just saying that, it's kind of hard to tell right now because he does have an issue with the Usos and, obviously still has an issue with Roman Reigns.
Sure.
Kind of the same thing with Jay, which apparently Jay forgave him. So I'm kind of very lost with this random announcement for this match.
True. Me too.
Also, why have this match in Crown Jewel? I hate the crowd. Not? They're terrible. They're getting 7 matches. They always say, "Oh, I'm gonna give you 7 matches for a pay-per-view, 5 to 7 matches a pay-per-view," and usually WrestleMania has 7. Mm-hmm. So why the hell does Crown Jewel have 7?
Because they spend a lot of money.
I know, it's not fair.
That's what it is, man.
It sucks.
It's about money.
Can the French government pay a lot? Because at least their crowd is good.
No, they cannot. They don't have the capital to do that.
All right, so
there's our predictions.
So between Randy Orton and Kevin Owens.
I said Randy Orton.
Kevin. Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed. The triple threat match for the United States Championship. LA Knight.
I said Andrade.
The Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the Women's WWE Tag Team Championship.
Damage
Control. The Women's Crown Jewel Championship match. Nia Jax with Tiffany cashing in.
Nia Jax, yeah, Tiffany Stratton cashing in.
And Crown Jewel Championship match between Cody Rhodes and Gunther. And for that, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso versus the Bloodline. I'm going the old Bloodline.
Yeah, old Bloodline.
Even though I want the new Bloodline to win. Which also is intriguing. Because is this a match or is this a conversation?
It's a match.
And why is there 4 people?
Well, you know that.
On the Bloodline, but not. So they're supposed to have a mystery partner? Is that supposed to be Sami?
Zayn. Yes, I told you. Sami Zayn.
That's so lame.
Well, it's the original Bloodline, dude.
I guess, but ugh.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens on Saturday. We'll see what happens on Saturday. See if we're right or wrong. You agree with our picks? Maybe
let us know.
Maybe we might be batshit crazy. Who knows?
We more like you.
Well, that's fine.
Throwing out some.
I like to throw out some weird stuff because I don't want to be so generic.
I'm just being realistic.
Imagination. All right, things outside the box.
Jeez Louise.
All right.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Have a good one and hope you guys had a good Halloween.
Yeah. Take care.
Bye-bye.